Hi, Elm Grove. Glad to be with you again. You don't know what a struggle it's been to get this one done this week. I've had more problems, but I'm here now, and I hope I can get through it this time. As you know, Brother Lee has been talking about that Jesus came to give us abundant life. And a couple of weeks ago, Miss Ashley talked about the sacredness of each day and each moment. And then last week, Miss Emily talked and Luke talked to you about the abundant life, the importance of communities for Christians. Or community for Christians. So today I'm going to talk about abundant life, compassionate care for others. So there's another one of those words, new words we might have. Compassionate or compassion. I don't know, any of you know what be compassionate or have compassion means? Well, we'll talk about it if you don't. It means we show compassion when we notice someone else's problems and then we take steps to try to help them. There's a lot of different ways to do that we can show compassion to people. uh, right now in this pandemic, so many people are needing help with things. They may need you to buy some groceries for them and get them to them and drop by there because they can't get out to get them or they're afraid to get out. Uh, you could send them a card and tell them you're thinking about them. You can call them. You can run errands for people when they need you to. You could make some cookies and run by and put it in their mailbox like somebody did. That was being compassionate for all of us and showing love. There's so many things you can do. We may not be able to run up and hug each other like we did, but you can give somebody a smile. You may have to tell them you're smiling. They may not see you, but most of the time they can tell if you're smiling, even with your mask on. But there's so many ways, and people need so much. And sometimes just a smile and a happy hello can make somebody's day. If they're feeling really down, and you give them a smile and say, "Good morning, how are you?" then that may make their day and make them feel better, and they might be able to make somebody else's day. And the Bible's full of stories about Jesus' compassion. There's a story from Mark where Jesus has been performing miracles, and the word of his power has gotten around, it's been spreading, and he's got a big crowd gathered around him now, and they're all hoping to be near him. So the story explains that Jesus had compassion for these people. He could tell right away that they needed his help, and he set to work teaching them. Now, he could have just said, "Oh, go away, I'm tired, I've been working hard today, or I've already taught a lot, I've done all these miracles, and just go away." But he didn't. He had compassion for the people, and he talked to them, and he tried to teach them and tell them the way. So, like I say, I've been thinking this week about ways we might show compassion. So, I want you to think about ways that you might show compassion. But Miss Ashley loaned me a little book that I think might kind of explain some of it. It's a nice little book here. It's called "How Full Is Your Bucket?" See, this little boy, that's Felix. That little boy's named Felix. Look what he's doing. See what he's doing? Something you always like to do. All of us like to do when we were little. We like to build. I get it where you can see it. Like to build big old tall towers with their blocks. Well, Felix was putting one of the last blocks on the top of his tower when his little sister Anna came in. "I want to build with you," she said. Felix scowled. "Go away. You're too little." It wasn't very compassionate, was it? Then she said, "I'm big." He said, "Stay back. You'll knock it over." She said, "I can be very careful." And then Felix said, "Go play with your baby toys, Anna." Ooh, that wasn't nice, was it? Look at that. Ooh, Anna's not happy at all. Look at that face. And look at what she's doing about Felix. Oh, she's mad at Felix. So guess what she did? She knocked over his tower. That wasn't a bit nice, was it? Oh, that was a terrible thing to do. So guess what Felix did? Just what you boys and girls do, and most of us do. He hollered, "Grandpa!" So Grandpa came in there and he shook his head. See, Grandpa came to get Anna out of the way from him, okay, so he can pick his blocks up. But Grandpa said, "Felix, you just dipped into your sister's bucket. Like everyone else, Anna has an invisible bucket. When it's empty, she feels bad, but when it's full, she feels great. Didn't you ever notice your own bucket?" Invisible bucket? Hmm. Sometimes Felix couldn't quite tell when his grandfather was joking or not. He's not sure about that. Okay, there's his puppy dog coming. It's time to wake up. Okay. But the next morning, when Felix woke up, there it was, a small gray bucket floating above his head. Oh, Goodness gracious. When Felix came down for breakfast, his mom was in a hurry. I've got a meeting this morning. It's almost time to go. Anna, sit still. Look at there. She's trying to fix Hannah's hair, and Hannah's wiggling. Y'all ever do that? Mama's in a hurry. Oh, and look what Felix is doing. I'm not sure that's going to be a good thing. Oh, I don't think so. Do you? Look what happened. Felix slipped, and choco wheat scattered across the floor. Felix, yelled his mom, you should have used the stool to reach that. Oh, his bucket starting to tilt. Oh, my goodness. Felix could feel his bucket tip and big invisible drips roll out. Drip, drip. Ha, ha, said Anna, and she started scrunching the cereal with her feet. She thought it was funny. Another drip. There went another drip. Get the broom and clean that up before you miss the bus, scolded Mom. Drip. With the school bus honking, Felix quickly swept up the choco wheats and grabbed the last blueberry muffin. But before he could take a bite out of it, guess what? Buster jumped up and took it right out of his hand. Drip! Now he's off to school with no breakfast, no choco wheats, and no muffin. Oh, my goodness. And then he got on the bus, and he's got on this new backpack, and this big boy looked at it, and he said, Hey, look, Felix's new backpack. Look at it. My baby brother has one just like it. Uh-oh. Drip. There went it out to the bucket. Then Felix got to school, and he hears some of them talking. He thinks they're making fun of him. There goes another drip out. And then this big boy bumps into him and says, Watch out, shrimp. There went a drip, because he sure didn't like being called a shrimp. Nobody would like that, would they? There he's got to school with all of his friends. Okay. It was still morning, and Felix's bucket was about half empty. Oh, my goodness, look at it. It's getting empty. That's bad. As he watched his classmates walk into the room, Felix secretly hoped that they'd trip and fall. That's what it feels like when you have an empty bucket. He's mad at everybody. He wants everybody else to have problems. Oh, that's terrible, isn't it? All right, now. Felix slumped into his seat and waited for something else bad to happen. But Mrs. Bumpernickel walked slowly up to his desk and handing him a paper. He could barely stand to look. And then what she said, Felix, you wrote a wonderful story. Would you please share it with the class? Felix grinned and felt a big drop land right back in his bucket. Oh, look at there. Yeah. So Felix got up. His story was the Giganotosaurus who wanted a pet by me, Felix. So he's reading his story, okay? And so they're drop, plop, blink, drop. Look at the drops going in. The class grew quiet. They laughed at all the right places and oohed at the scary parts. And when Felix finally read the end, everyone clapped. Even Emily, who sat next to him and didn't usually like dinosaurs. Felix felt a whole shower of drops land in his bucket. Maybe the day wouldn't be so bad after all. Oh, boy. Yeah. Okay. Then he's talking with a friend at lunch, and he shared with somebody. And he found a note I think Mom had sent for lunch. You see, that gave him a drop. And then when they went to choose the teams, they said, team captains today are Veronica and Felix. Well, we got another drop in his bucket. And then he's at art class, and the teacher said, nice cat. He said, it's a dog. He said, well, it's really some nice colors, Felix. And so he got a drop there. And then somebody told him, cool, laser backpack, Felix. There's another drop. And then he's out at playground. See, everybody? Look around, everybody. At recess, when he looked around, Felix suddenly realized that his grandpa was right. Everyone else had a bucket too. See, everybody's got a bucket. Here's something else he found out. Look, the man dropped something. And then somebody lost their ball, and he picked it up, and he said, here's your baseball, catch. And the boy said, thanks, dude. Well, they all got a drop in their bucket because they were getting along together. And then he sat down next to this little boy, and he said, hi, I'm Felix, your first day? And the little boy said, yeah, I'm Amir, I think it is. And look, they each got a drop in their bucket. So when you're filling your bucket, other people's buckets are filling too. The strange thing was that for every drop he helped put in someone else's bucket, he felt another drop in his bucket. Yay. When Felix finally burst into the door after school, he shouted, "You were right, Grandpa. I do have a bucket. I understand how it works." And then he saw Anna's torn doll. And he was fixing to say bad dog, but he stopped. Because, hey, he thought, dogs might have a bucket, invisible bucket too. So he said, "Your doll will be okay, Anna," said Felix. "Mom'll fix her." Oh, but she's not happy right now, is she? Because look at the puppy dog got her doll and tore its arm. Until then, do you want to help me build the tallest building in the world with my blocks? Oh, and that's just what they did. Look, they worked together. Felix let her help. And look, both their buckets are getting filled up. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah, both of them are. So that's how it works. You do something for somebody, and your bucket gets a drip, and their bucket gets a drip. Like I say, you do something nice, and maybe they'll do something nice for somebody else. It goes on and on that way. So we have to be compassionate. We have to show compassion to all those that we care about. Show love. That's what God wants us to do. He wants us to show love to everyone. So to be compassionate. So think about this week how you can be compassionate. So let's bow our heads and have a little prayer. Dear God, we know that many of our friends and neighbors have real problems in life. Grant us the strength and compassion not only to recognize their needs, but to help do something about them. Amen. It's been good being with you, and I hope to see some of you tomorrow when we do the drive-through communion again. I love all of you. Stay safe. Bye.